Hi, this is Jacques Talk, and you're listening to Jacques Talk. This is a podcast where I talk about the Cowboys, the team I've covered as a beat writer, columnist, TV insider, and radio host for 28 years. I'll also talk about the NFL and the things I love, working out, streaming, food, and all things down. Welcome to Jacques Talk, where sports is fluid. What's true today might not be true an hour, a day, or a month from now. I'm going to give you the truth straight, no chaser. Glad to have you aboard. Let's get it. What's up, everybody? 2 days after Cowboys win, welcome to Jacques Talk, episode 148. I'm Jacques Taylor, joined by my boy Big Joe and the Big Rig. What's the sit rep, my brother?
See, we are 50 seconds in. The light is red. We are 5 by 5. Operation Jacques Talk is a go.
Now that is music to my ears, as y'all know. And if you don't know, well, now you do know. 48, really? Is there anybody other than Moose that you remember? I don't remember another 48.
Nah.
Joe Fishback. Was he a 48?
No,
Was he a 48?
I thought he was in the 30s or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember another 48.
Or Joe Fishback. That's cool.
He might have been 46.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Now I got to go look.
Great personality. You know, great name, Joe Fishback.
Joe Fishback. Survey says, 36. I'm not even close.
I thought he was in the 30s.
No, he was 46 with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
36 with the Jets.
Okay.
So, yeah. Without further ado, let's get to the man of the hour. My man Todd Archer, brought to you each and every Wednesday by Smokey John's Barbecue. See what he thinks about Dak's new deal.
Hello.
What's up, bro? How's it going?
What's going on? All right. How are you?
I'm happy, man. Dak talk is over for another 3.5 years, and now we can spend the next 9 months talking about Micah's contract. But
what about Mike McCarthy's contract?
Yeah, we got to talk about him too. He is the coach. He does matter, no matter what Jerry may think privately. Well, tell us how you got word of the Dak deal, and did you see it was on its way, that it was closer to getting done over the last couple of days?
Yeah, I was at a breakfast spot in North Olmsted, Ohio.
Yeah, baby.
Having a Western omelet. When I got a phone call that I need to start getting things in order to, because it looks like this thing's going to be coming down. And then made it back to the hotel, continued to make some calls, waited for text messages to get back. Nowadays, we have all these stories written, and it's just plug and play, like the details, right? So
right.
It's not like we had to go write something, but it was just waiting for, the word of, yeah, here it is, and it's agreed to. And then trying to get, the national guys are going to get most of the numbers. You're just trying to get something different. So for me, I got I don't know if I was first, last, whatever, but the $231 million guaranteed. So that's all you're looking for. Yeah, but I mean, again, I don't know who in Twitter, who the hell cares and who the hell knows, but yeah.
Now we can talk about it. One day we'll do a whole show on reporting. Joe insists to me that people find it interesting the way we go about our business, the right way, from guys who've been doing it for a long time. So when the off season comes up, we may have a reporting show and talk about how the business of reporting and how it changes and how you just have to grow with the times. Otherwise, you'll drive yourself crazy.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I was thinking, what's a Western omelet in Ohio?
It's ham, green peppers, and onion and cheese.
That ain't Western.
Oh, you know what? They call it a Denver omelet.
It's a what? Yeah. What Denver, Western, okay. Same. That's the
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
But because they're in Ohio, Denver is west of them, and so they just call it a Western. That's what I think.
Maybe it's because they still hate the Broncos from the drive and the fumble. So there you go.
You know what? I could actually buy that theory. I think there's got some legitimacy to it.
That's pretty good.
I heard, and I say this because I really haven't read it anywhere. I haven't looked that hard did we get the signing bonus number and the actual terms of the contract? Because I heard, and I can't really tell y'all where I heard this from, that there were some voidable years on it. So do we?
Oh yeah, there's voids because all these deals have voids now, right?
Right.
Just because they're going to have to restructure the contract, and you want to have the years out. Here's I don't
technically
know because he played Sunday's game on his old contract.
Yeah,
they had to maneuver some of the money around, so I don't know yet, like, the actual bonus. I just know it's going to be somewhere between $78 and $81 million.
I don't think it matters, brother. Golly, that's a big number.
But here's what I'm interested to see is, okay, we know there's not going to be a tag clause. You can't tag him. You can't trade him. All that stuff. None of that really matters, honestly. But
right,
where is the Cowboys out? Like, what's the earliest they can get out of this? Like, that's if something were to happen to Dak or play falls off or whatever, right? You always like
for example,
honestly not going to be until the last year with the way with all the guaranteed money. So.
I was going to say, like with Ezekiel Elliott's 6-year, $96 million deal, we all said it's really like 4 years and $60 million because they'll be able to get out of the last couple years. So I think that's the point. I bet you, bro, there's probably not an out because the money's so big.
Right.
And he's still 31, so you think he can play at a high level through the end of this deal because I guess it'd be 36. So I bet you there's not really an out till, like you said, the last year.
Right, and that's where the void years come in and how they can eat up the money and blah blah blah. Just going off like Zach Martin's contract, and they redid that. Like Zach's base salary in like 2026, and don't hold me to this, is something like $40 million, and he's not signed through those are void years. So and next year's base salary is a minimum. So that allows you to like have the ability to June 1 the guy and eat up the space and blah, 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 blah. That stuff that people don't hear. Yeah.
Technical stuff that ain't got nothing to do with your football team. So at the end of the day, we know Dak won the deal, but was it a good deal? Was it more than you thought? Was it about what you thought?
I mean, it's probably about what I thought. I was curious, and we talked about this, I'm sure we did, that whether it was $56 million or $60 million, he was going to be the highest paid quarterback in football. And how much more did he want to be than the next guy? And I thought he might have said, I'll take 58 and be good. And maybe he did. And maybe his agent said, no, we want 60 because we want to break this barrier and be the first guy on this, that, and the other. Right. So, I mean, another question is, if he was on the open market, what would he have gotten? And if he got 60 here, you'd have to think it's 60 plus, right?
Absolutely.
And another thing I'm curious about, what was Todd France's first offer to the Cowboys? What did he ask for, right? It wasn't 60, right? I'd hope it wasn't 60. Like, you'd hope that like there was some Cowboys went up and he came down. It's just a matter of how much, right?
I bet he opened up at about I'm just guessing, obviously. I bet he opened up at about 65 because he probably said, if we get to the open market and we have these teams bidding for us, just automatically the number's going to go up. And so that's probably where he went, knowing that he could settle around 58, 59, 60, somewhere in there.
And then, so Jerry's talking before the game outside the locker room, and he's like, we can still have the ability to add players for this and keep guys. Well, then why the hell did this take so long?
Because it was all posturing and negotiating. Right. And, sometimes I think the Cowboys, when they figure it all out that, okay, these guys aren't folding, let's just go ahead and get it done. I'm like you. I thought it would, I think I said this. I think even when I was talking last week, I said, well, they got till Saturday to get it done. They went a little longer till Sunday before the game, but I'm just not surprised at all that it got done. It just made no sense whatsoever not to do it, especially when you consider he was going to count 40 against the cap if he wasn't here next year. And whoever you bring in, it's going to cost you 15, 20. I mean, it's going to be $60 million anyway. You just don't have a long-term commitment. So if you look at Daniel Jones and you look at Bryce Young and you look at some of these other busters starting at quarterback in the National Football League, why you would ever let a good one go? Even if he's not exactly what you think he should be or want him to be, I just don't know, bro. And then the rookies, God help us, they didn't do a thing this week.
Caleb, you got Will McClay running the scouting department. You don't think he could find a quarterback?
Bro, I know you are, but
not on Will. It's just that it's
just such a hard position to play.
Right.
I mean, dude.
But here's what I will say, right? Let me see if by 20, he signed through 28. In 2026, the Cowboys need to draft a real quarterback.
Yes, in the first round and let his ass sit and learn.
Second round, I'm okay. First 2 rounds, draft a real quarterback, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say the first round, dog.
Well, sure. But at least the second round pick is theoretically a premium spot where blah, 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 blah. But
okay, if Lamar Jackson, somebody fall to like 32, or, Will Levis, maybe you thought he was going to be a first-round pick and he fall. Okay, I could buy that. But I think you're right, man. Go in with a plan and go get you a legitimate guy to be the bridge. I mean, piss Dak off, and it don't matter, man. Aaron Rodgers went through it. Brett Favre went through it. Your ass got to go through it.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want Will Levis, though.
No.
Well, there's no guarantee you're not getting Will Levis.
Oh, yeah, for real.
So that's the issue. But you can't be left in a position again where all of your quarterbacks' contracts are up and you have no idea who's going to be your guy in the final year of his deal, right? No. So you got to they've got to be better prepared for the moment in 2020. What did we say? 26.
Yeah, they just have to.
And if you don't do it in 26, then you absolutely have to do it in 2027.
Right, you can't be held hostage.
You got to Jordan Love this thing. You got to Packers this thing.
Absolutely. Let's move on to the game. What were your thoughts on the Cowboys' big win, 33 to what, or 30 to 10, 30 to 17? Hey man, I'm closer to 60 to 50 these days. So sometimes I have an old man moment.
It'd be all right.
Well, they have these things. It's on the internet these days where you can find the scores of these games and read all about it.
Internet,
you old bastard. Here's. I don't want to make too much of what the defense did because I think the days of Deshaun Watson be a legitimate quarterback are done, and he didn't have his offensive lineman. And one quick Browns note. I think they're going to miss Bill Callahan more than anybody has ever thought up there. So that's just a quick one there. But because the Browns, and I say, the Browns didn't have their tackles. Well, Joe Flacco didn't have those guys either, and he helped those guys get to the playoffs. So, but what you saw from what Mike Zimmer was able to do without using everything at his beck and call, is impressive. And Overshown, he might have better closing speed than Micah, and I don't think anybody would have thought that would be possible.
He used to be a safety in high school.
Yeah, but usually when guys add, I'm sure he's probably added 35 pounds. They slow down a tick, don't they? I mean, geez. And he's coming off the ACL. I mean, he was impressive. And one thing, I'll get to the second point, but Kalen Carson going against Amari Cooper. Now the Cowboys had safety help, and they did da-da-da-da. Amari Cooper had 2 catches for 16 yards. That's the reason why the Cowboys were ready to move on from Amari. Some of it might be coaching. They didn't put him in good spots. And some of it might be Amari just kind of floats at times that you're like, man, I don't know about this. I'm not getting into he didn't take the COVID shot, and Jerry was mad at him. Get out. No, I'm not thinking that was the reason why.
Well,
I think it was more that.
I was saying Sunday that Deshaun Watson's body language carries over to everybody else. So Amari realized that Deshaun in the tank, I'm going to go in the tank too. That was the problem with Amari when he was here.
And even David Njoku, before he got hurt and he did a couple of drops, he had some penalties. He's like, man, what happened to that guy? Like, there wasn't a guy in the Browns that played well. But again, I think some of it as a function of what the Cowboys defense did.
Yep.
the pressure they were able to put on and the looks they were able to give. And, Kendricks, 2 sacks and a pick. It's the first time. Jacques, let's see if you remember this guy. And actually, Jody, too. Who is the only other Cowboy to have 2 sacks and a pick in his Dallas debut?
Probably Sean Lee.
Chuck Howley.
Tommy Haynes, 1987, replacement player.
Yeah, that's
Did not have him on my bingo card.
Not at all.
No.
Who the hell is that? He probably drive.
He only played.
He probably drive Uber now or something.
So I thought that was interesting.
Wow.
But yeah, find a guy on the defense where you're like, you probably want a little something more than it from him. I mean, they 39 of their 93 rushing yards came because Watson scrambled. I mean, and it wasn't like scrambles where you're like, oh, that's going to be an issue for these guys as they play other guys like Lamar and heck, even Daniel Jones has run pretty good against them. It was more like, game's over, dude. Let's just get out of here. And they probably weren't doing the spy thing and all that, right? So
yeah, no, they looked really good, man. Well, the Saints will pose a better test, and then we'll see what's up when they get Baltimore.
The Saints will have a pulse. The Saints
or the Panthers don't, or the Panthers don't have a pulse, and the Saints just look. 47 points.
Well, I'm saying compared to the way
compared to Cleveland,
the quarterback play you got from Deshaun Watson ain't gonna be the same thing you get from the Saints quarterback.
Right, he'll be competent.
He'll try to play. Deshaun look like I don't want to be here.
No, he looks like a shell of his former self. He's not the same guy. I don't know that he'll ever be. Especially now they got these new sexual assault allegations.
And he's got all the money is still guaranteed.
Yeah.
You can't get out of that contract.
I was going to say,
right?
talking about not having an out. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, they don't have one. So defensively, I thought they were tremendous. I ain't breaking no news here. They tackled really well, too, man. And Kalen.
Why is that?
I don't know. You tell me.
Because they got linebackers, damn it. That's why.
Donovan Wilson ain't no linebacker.
Donovan Wilson is a badass. But the rest of them linebackers, they was violent in the middle of that defense.
Yeah, no,
honestly,
that was it.
The guy that missed more, the guy who probably missed more tackles, and he would tell you this, and he kind of hinted after the game, was DeMarcus Lawrence. Like, as good as he was in that game, he probably had 3 sacks that he could have got. And he missed another guy. But he also had a nice tackle for loss on a running play in the first half that I remember. You kind of nitpick if you're looking at the defense and you're thinking, they probably didn't do this very well. They're going to have to tighten that up because, like you said, they tackled well. Jordan Lewis, by the way, tackled unbelievable. Yep. Tackled well. They took the ball away. They had 6 sacks. Like, check, and check. I mean, that's for week 1. That's impressive. And all right, you going running back by committee next, aren't you, John?
You damn right I am.
Jordan Lewis is outstanding. Jordan Lewis.
Joe, we just said we're going running back by committee.
I know, but I had to hit Jordan Lewis up because Jordan Lewis remind me of a lot of guys that I served with. Small, tough, fierce. Yeah, just a little guy. Just a little guy. Big attitude in a little guy. I like that.
Matter of fact, I'm going to tell y'all this real quick before we go to running back by committee. I was talking to Jordan last week, and I said, I'm just going to tell you, dog, even though you're a Michigan guy, it's cool to watch you go from a shit-talking rookie to this grizzled veteran right now. And he just fell out laughing. And then he said, thanks. I said, but no, it's real, man, because you're a little dude. You one of the few cats I can look in the eye. And, I got respect for you out there throwing your body around, being violent. As violent as you can be. And plus, he's just a good dude, man. He's a thoughtful guy. We had a lot of good conversations not about football. So there's a lot of guys in the locker room like that in general. But Jordan Lewis is one of my favorite guys to talk to. Now, running back by committee. I told somebody this, Arch, and I saw somebody else talk about it on Twitter. I can't remember who, or X or whatever it is. He said, the running game, aside from the jet sweeps, they didn't really do much. The jet sweeps helped the running total. And I was like, dude, jet sweeps are part of their running game. Yeah. It's like Lamar Jackson is part of the Ravens running game. The jet sweeps this year are part of their running game because they know they don't have that explosiveness, and they have to create some first down success and some first down and some running game, and this is how they're going to do it.
I was just going to say, before you went there, I was going to say I think we need to put CeeDee Lamb as part of the running back by committee.
We absolutely do, bro.
I don't know how often you can live with that, but by the way, I asked her in the game, and this might have been early on when CeeDee was leading them in rushing. I go, when's the last time a Cowboy the same player led the team in receptions and rushing? And none of us had an answer, but then the great Nick Eatman from the Cowboys.com knew it.
Emmett Smith?
Emmett caught about 70 balls.
Herschel Walker.
Yeah. Probably against Philadelphia that year. He had an 84-yard run. And
no, not in a game. I'm talking about for a season.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that too. I can see that.
Yeah, he was the only player they had.
They video gamed him.
Yeah.
He was running it, catching it. Yeah, I can see that. So, yeah.
And so their big concern yesterday talking to McCarthy was their second half offense, and they weren't very good. And I think Cleveland played better and probably was not as gambly and letting up some of the stuff that they did. But, I mean, the first half they ran the ball well against them. And then when it's 30-10, man, you're just running the ball to get the hell out of there. Like,
let's give them no hope.
Right.
No
some
turnovers.
of it is like, we're going to live with 2 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards. We got to punt. Okay, cool. We're up 3 scores. It don't matter. So that's part of it. And again, you do have to remember the Browns do have a good defense. Like, so let's not act like that they were going against us out there. But again, you want to see some bigger. Where are the big plays going to come in the run game? Where are the 10+ runs? They had 2 of them in the game. Where are the 20+ explosive runs going to come from? Out of their running back room. I just don't know. But I think this committee thing is really going to be committee. This guy's hot. We're sticking with him. I don't think it's going to be Zeke Dowdle at each series, and then throwing a Lipke on one play, throwing a Deuce Vaughn on one play.
Right.
I think you'll see they'll go with a hot hand if a hot hand ever develops.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it that way, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be a tough deal, man. Because you're right. I think what they're lacking, I mean, they can talk about Deuce Vaughn. I don't know that he's going to carry the ball enough to be explosive. And the other thing is, because he got like a package, every time he come in, everybody's like, look for 42, look for 42. It's like when they had Turpin a couple years ago, his first year, and every time he came in the game, watch him on the jet sweep. So I think it's they're just gonna have to fake the funk on the run game, man, and hope that they can, patchwork it together the best
Piecemeal.
they can. And piecemeal. That's a better word.
Patchwork was good too, though.
And just hope that they can get by until they go get a real running back next year, wherever they get one from.
Whew, Joe, let's write this down. He just said Zeke's not a real running back.
Yeah, I guess
Ohio State on Ohio State crime.
That is not
for sure.
Stop it. I don't need that getting back to him. That is not the way.
You said it.
Well, hey, life goes on. That's all I can say. He's my guy, but he's an old running back now. He's a grizzled veteran. He don't have them young legs no more. Although he looked good hurdling over whoever that was he hurdled over.
There was another Buckeye. Come on, you didn't know who it was. It was Denzel Ward.
Hey, man, I'm trying not to throw him under the bus, although I'm sure they'll both be talking about that during the offseason workouts. Your 2 offensive linemen. Joe couldn't stop talking about Connor Beebe. How did Tyler Guyton do?
Hopefully he's talking about Cooper Beebe.
I mean, Cooper Beebe.
Yeah, we call him Connor every now and then.
Well, they had so many Connors around here for a while.
Connor McGovern, Connor Williams.
Yeah. Connor from Penn State.
I thought, so what was the question? Guyton?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, he got beat for a sack. He got a penalty. Right. I mean, it's Myles Garrett. You tip your cap and you move on. And I think one thing Dak talked about on the field, Guyton's like, hey, my bad. And Dak's like, forget it, move on, wipe the slate clean, let's go.
Yeah, reset after every play.
Right.
Yeah.
And he did. And I think that's impressive. Let's not forget, the dude was a right tackle last year at Oklahoma. Now, some of that's probably because he was a left-handed quarterback and they wanted him protecting that guy's blind side. But still, there's differences that they have to learn and go through. And he's still a rookie, and it's his first game. And I mean, you saw the Cowboys do some things to protect.
Yes, they did.
Guyton, they put the tight end and Lipke on that side at times. They rolled Dak away from Garrett sometimes, but it wasn't every time, right? There were times where he blocked by himself, and he did a good job. And the pass block win rates are going to reflect that he did well against the defensive player of the year. So again, now it's let's do the Parcells thing. Let's put away the anointing oils, right? And let's see him do it again. And really for everybody on this team, because what are we eventually going to get to? Is this team a legitimate team that can win a Super Bowl? You're not going to make that claim after week 1 winning at the Browns. It was a good start, all that stuff. But it's about continually getting better through the course of the season. There's going to be ebbs and flows. How do you deal with those? But I think for week 1, I don't know how you wouldn't give both those rookie offensive linemen high passing grades. If you want to say an A, fine, give them an A. But now it's okay. Let's get into a rhythm of the season. You didn't have 3 months to get ready for this one team and have your game plan. Now you got 3 days. How are you gonna move on? How are you gonna be quick and get into that rhythm? That's what I want to see now from these guys, and see if they can continue to raise the bar.
Last question before we let you go. What's up with Jake Ferguson, and what can we expect from Schoonmaker this week?
Bone bruise for him. Possibly he could still play, is what I've gathered. McCarthy said he'll be in the return to play group on Wednesday. So I wonder if it would be an outside chance that he plays more than, he'll be fine. You just got to loosen him up, blah, blah, blah. But maybe he misses a game, but they're not ruling him out yet. Schoonmaker. Here's what I thought was interesting when I asked Brian Schottenheimer the tight end question yesterday. The first guy he mentioned was Brevin Spanford. The second guy he mentioned was Hunter Lipke. He never mentioned Schoonmaker.
That's why I asked, because I heard him raving about Lipke. So
So maybe it was a slip of the tongue, or he just forgot, or something like that. But these coaches are too wily, and he's been around too long to do something like that. So that was a little eye-catching to me that he didn't mention Schoonmaker and when talking about the other tight ends.
But you know what, bro? That really makes sense, because Span is the better blocker, and Lipke might be the better receiver. And so, if we got to replace Jake, we might use parts of those two guys in addition to him to make it happen.
Look, I'm not Spanford. I'm not ready to say is a better blocker than Schoonmaker. I watched them in training camp every day, and I kept waiting. I missed you out there. I kept waiting and okay, what are we seeing here? And actually, I thought the kid caught the ball better than I thought he would.
Right.
So, but it's time now for the second round pick to, if Jake Ferguson doesn't play, to. I'm not saying he's got to be Jake Ferguson, but certainly don't be. I don't want to offend any of the other tight ends from the past that I really can't think of their names.
Don't be Hendershot.
Okay, sure. There you go. Right. So there you go.
The kid from San Diego State, 89. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention his name because he passed away as a firefighter. So I was.
Yeah.
And I
Gavin Escapar. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Didn't want to mention the Texas kid, the 7th round pick,
who's still playing in Jacksonville.
Still playing. I think he's still in the league. Yeah.
Now he's playing for Jacksonville. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, my friend. We appreciate you, and I'll see you out at the start this week.
Sounds good. See you, folks.
All right. Thanks. That's Todd Archer, ESPN Insider, brought to you each and every Friday. Smokey John's Barbecue, 1820 West Mockingbird. Swing through and get yourself the Jam Session Bowl. It's on the secret menu, which means you got to ask for it. If you just look for it, you're not going to see it. You got to ask for it. And then you'll get your just reward. It's the Jam Session Bowl, It is food to live for at Smoky John's Barbecue. They got some big things coming up at the State Fair that we'll tell you about in the coming days. You know, that's where they really get down because they come up with their creations that they present for the State Fair. But when you go by the restaurant, 1820 West Mockingbird, ask for the Jam Session Bowl. That's a bowl that's either got a mac and cheese base or it's got a mashed potato base, and then your choice. 2 out of 5 smoked meats. And then all that stuff you put on a loaded baked potato, like cheese and bacon bits and sour cream, butter, all that stuff, man. Then they drench it with sauce or they drizzle it with sauce, and it is food to live for. That's what I like to say anyway. Food to live for, Smoky John's Barbecue. And now, if you can't swing by the restaurant, you can get it delivered to your crib. I'm talking about the sauce and the rub. All you got to do is go to the website, smokyjohns.com, click on the marketplace, get the sauce or the rub sent to your crib in a couple of days. If you need it today, then swing by an HEB. They got them all over the place now. Allen, Frisco, McKinney, Waxahachie, Burleson. They got them everywhere, Mansfield. And you can get the sauce or the rub right there on the shelf. And check this out. If you go to Joe V's Smart Mart, right over there on 67 and in Wheatland, in the Duncanville area, you can get the sauce and the rub off the shelf and the banana pudding, which I've been told, because I've sampled it, is to live for. Smoky John's Barbecue, 1820 West Mockingbird. Get you some. It'll change your life. Trust me on that. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. This is Joe's favorite segment. I got to tell you, I enjoy it. And it started a while back. And I believe this, man. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Norm Hiska started talking, I think, about 5 plays that changed the game or something, probably 20 years ago. And now a lot of people have kind of come up with the concept. I originally took his concept because, again, you ain't got to reinvent the wheel. Henry Ford came up with the automobile. Then a bunch of other people did what? Came up with different models. They didn't try to say, well, the car's been made. Can't make a car. Let me make something else. They said, no, let me put my own twist on the car. And so for a long time, bro, my twist was I did 10 plays to shape the Cowboys season. Because I always thought it was interesting how you could look back at a season and be like, man, if they hadn't got that fumble recovery right there, or if this dude hadn't thrown an interception right there, or if they hadn't made this great catch on 4th down, where would this season have gone? And so I started with 10 plays to shape the season, but then when we went to radio, it seemed better to make it 5 plays to shape the game. And so when we talk about 5 plays to shape the game, they're not always the touchdowns. Occasionally we'll talk about the touchdowns, but a lot of times these are subtle plays you kind of missed that if they hadn't happened, the game would have turned out differently. So without further ado, my friend, are you ready?
Yep.
Joe, like, yeah, you shut up talking, I've been ready. But, you know, he's too polite to say that. And so it starts off with this, man. When you look at the Browns, the Cowboys' first drive did not start well. They basically went 4 and out. You know, they had no success whatsoever, basically. And so you end up with the Browns, and the Browns get the ball, man. And at one point I tweeted out, well, this is the worst possible start. You go 3 and out, basically. And then the Browns get a nice punt return, 28-yard punt return. And then they set up at your 46, and they just marching, dog. Boom, 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 down the field. And all of a sudden, Deshaun Watson on 2nd and 15, on 3rd and 10, he scrambles. And I'm like, this is the worst possible thing because he got 8 yards. And so now instead of automatic field goal, it's 4th and 2, and they finna go for it. Why not? You got the momentum. Your defense is off to a good start. And now we're about to have the worst possible scenario. And then this happened.
I think when you call these plays, you feel like, okay, I got something pretty special on this 4th and 3. You're a coordinator. You know you've got a chance to kick a field goal with Hopkins as a reliable kicker, but you got to play you like in this situation.
And there's movement, so a 4th and 2 may turn into a 4th and 7.
False start, offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
And that
I'm not saying the game was lost right there, bro, by any stretch. But what I am saying is, at that particular time, I felt like they was going to get the first down and they was going to drive for a touchdown. Instead, they got to settle for a field goal, and they up 3-0. But I don't know, 3-0 didn't bother me. What about you?
Oh, I thought it was a bad start for Cleveland because why would you put an empty set like that? You don't have no tackles. That guy was 79 was a backup tackle. He was nervous as hell. And you going for it on an empty set on 4th and 3. At least give that guy some help so he won't be so damn nervous.
You know what? That's a good point, man. That's why we have you on the show to make points like that. No, you're right. Plus, I mean, with Cleveland's running game and the way they have run the ball and even though they don't have their tackles, I'm like you. I'd at least like to give you the threat of a run. Now, maybe they was trying to spread it out, and Deshaun was going to spread you out and then run it himself. But yeah,
that was terrible. That was that was some bad play calling right there. Bad the whole structure of the thing was bad because Michael's over there licking his chops, going, "Oh, I'm finna do." I bet Michael was talking to him.
He might have been.
Hey, dog, you by yourself out here. You realize you're on an island. That boy went to jump step. That boy went to doing the kick step. If you look at the tape, he was doing his kick step and like he was dancing. Like I got you. Hey, dog, the play ain't started yet.
Right.
You the only one moving.
Nah, bro. Yeah. So it's a 3-0 Cleveland lead, but it's all good. A lot better than 7. Next possession, we get a little glimpse of the Cowboys offense. CeeDee Lamb on the jet sweep gets 10 yards, and right then, like, oh, okay, I see how they finna help some of this running game. And then Turpin, wide open for about a 15-yard gain, drops it. Go ahead, you finna say something?
No, I was just thinking it was the Turpin thing. To get wide open and drop it, you got to get wide open first. So he gonna catch it. You know what I'm saying? Eventually he gonna start. He gonna become a weapon. Put it like that.
Right. I wasn't holding it against him. Everybody drops a pass. Now that was a bad drop, in part because he tried to body catch it because he was coming across the middle. I think he was running a dig route, a deep end, probably about 15 yards, and he was finna get hammered now. But what they tell you, if you're gonna get hammered anyway, well, you might well catch the ball. And so it's 2nd and 10 at the Dallas 40, and then this occurred.
I really like a very athletic player.
Prescott going deep, far side of the field, looking for Lamb. Oh, what a catch! CeeDee Lamb inbounds and a completion and a biggie right over Denzel Ward.
Bro, right then, man, you saw why Dak signed a 4-year, $240 million deal, and you saw why CeeDee Lamb signed a 4-year, $130 million deal. That's a lot of money, but they were making magic right there. Perfect throw over the outside shoulder, deep ball, and CeeDee Lamb almost scored on that play. I mean, he caught the ball, and then he stopped and made one dude miss, and I think the safety over the top was there. But that was as good as it gets. That shows you why they were both all-pro caliber players, and it shows you what you can expect to see the rest of the season.
What I liked about it was 2 things. One, it showed that I'm going to take what I want. It was tight.
I love that.
It was tight coverage with Denzel Ward was on him. And you know what? They took what they wanted. They said, you know what? I'm going to get the ball to my guy. That's what I'm going to do. You want to see them do that.
Right.
You want to see them do that. And there are times when they haven't in the past where they get a certain look and it's like, I'm going somewhere else. No, I'm going to you right now. And then the second thing that I thought was he avoided injury on that play.
What you mean?
Because when he danced on the sideline, and which is for all you players out there, the sideline is no place to be dancing because everybody's coming from inside, from the field. They coming downhill. Get your ass out and get safe. He didn't stop playing. What he did was he made a man miss. He made another guy. At the end of the play, one of the guys came up and they was going to kill him on the sideline.
Right. And
he jumped out the way, and I thought, man, that's how a lot of guys get hurt. They stop playing. You know what I'm saying? They stop paying attention. That's a veteran move right there. Probably saved him for the season.
You know what, dog? I'm gonna mark that down. I'm gonna ask him about it this week.
Yeah. Some boy was hitting it. It looked late in the play. That's why I like 5 plays, because I get to look at that stuff 3 or 4 times.
3 plays later, Dak Prescott makes a beautiful throw to Brandon Cooks for a 21-yard touchdown. It was an all-out blitz by the Browns. Dak off his back foot throws to the left corner of the end zone. Brandon Cooks had not even made his break when he threw the ball. Beautiful touchdown pass.
Yeah, did we see the Archer or not? Did he pull out?
Yeah, we saw it. Man, matter of fact, he pulled it out quick.
Yeah.
And just like that, Cowboys up 7-3.
But the Archer is his celebration. That's the celebration. We talked about that last year. Yeah, it's good to have all them things back.
So he's up 7-3, and Cowboys get another stop on defense. And now you're like, okay, the game has settled down, the emotions out of it. Now we just play football. Started the second quarter, 2nd and 8 from the Dallas 31, and here comes some disaster.
Defense number 1 in the NFL last year, as we told you, with Jim Schwartz. It obviously all starts with Myles Garrett, and you notice that he's moving around a little bit today.
Yeah, he's been on the offensive right. He's been the offensive left. It's just one of the advantages of these off seasons. You say, God, where's he going to line up? Well, let's challenge the offense. Let's make him find him. Now he's back up here on the top, but they're rotating him quite a few times this game.
Up on the rookie that time, who beats him. Ball is out, and it is recovered by Dallas. Myles.
Bro, that was disaster averted. Myles Garrett gets the rookie off the edge. And, we talked about it with Archer. Ain't no shame in giving up a sack to Myles Garrett. He'd have beat a lot of folks for sacks. But the funny thing is when he hit him, normally, I don't know that I've ever seen a ball squirt almost to the sideline and out of bounds. Normally it squirts backward, it squirts forward, it squirts down, not to the sideline. Almost looked like a lateral almost, but Jalen Tolbert wisely fell on it, and they averted disaster. And at that point, dog, the drive don't even matter. What's important is don't turn the ball over, don't give them hope, because we still in control of this game.
Yeah, it could have easily been a scoop and score. I like the fact that, you draft an athletic guy. You draft a guy that's big like that, but you draft a guy that used to be an H-back. A guy that played H-back at TCU. A guy that's got great feet, got great athleticism, because he's going to have to dance with them defensive ends like Myles Garrett. You know what I'm saying? He got beat that time, but the Cowboys didn't continuously put him in that position. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then Cleveland helped by moving Myles Garrett around. I would have never moved Myles Garrett not 1 second. Sometimes you overthink things.
Say that one more time, dog.
Sometimes them defenses overthink things. I'd have lined up Myles Garrett on him
50 times.
That's right. Not at all. Every play. And so the Cowboys didn't continuously put Guyton in position to get his ass whooped. They moved Dak. They moved the pocket. They did a lot of stuff. The little short pass to Lemke later on in the game, that was clearly designed to get him away. And Dak's awareness is at all-time high.
Oh, he got 99 awareness?
He got it all. He got that awareness right now. Remember, he used to get strip sacked a lot.
Right.
Now, I think he learned to step up his time. What is this, 9th year?
Yeah,
so his timing right now, I'm not trying to love on Dak too much, but his timing, his awareness and that pocket timing, he know, okay, I got to get this thing up out of here.
Yeah, with a quickness.
Yep.
So the Cowboys scored 13 points in the last 5 minutes of the first half, and they lead 20-3 at halftime. Then the second half starts with a big big punt return. Turpin takes it to the house. I like the fact that Turpin was directing traffic all down the sideline once he got in the open. And we've seen him get close a few times last year. He finally got this one to the house. What was your reaction during the punt return?
Turpin has truly turned into a weapon, man. And
okay.
He the one that got called back, he had the juice. I mean, some players just electric, and that's what he is. And That was a cold ass return when he was pointing up guys. I like to over here moving, and it wasn't showboat.
No, it was like, yo, get this dude, man.
I'm making sure that I'm finna get to the house. And, it was like kind of when you play that doggone video games and you save a little X button. He was like, yeah, I got a little left. I got a little juice left. I'm not going to use it all. You need to get that dude. You get that dude. And I'm going to hit this X button again. We're going to score. And it's just one of them things where he all business. He decisive. He trustworthy. The first thing you want on the punt returner is he going to catch the ball.
Yep.
Okay. And the second thing is he gonna make good decisions. That's gonna get you. That's gonna make you a punt returner right off the bat. And the third thing is, are you electric? You got that shake. Because the first thing, securing the ball. The second thing is make good decisions. The third thing is, do you have the juice to get gone? Because a lot of guys have one or the other, or one of the three, and it don't work.
No, I feel you on that. So the Cowboys up 27-3. We think the game is over at that point. But the Browns come right back, go 12 plays, 75 yards, and it's 27-10. Now, again, I ain't tripping, but I know football. I know sports. And it's still 8 minutes left in the third quarter. And so exactly, because the way I think is, if you don't go down here and do something, and then they go down, and however it happens, fluky play, long drive, busted coverage, and it's 27-17. Now you got a game because you got the whole fourth quarter.
How many times have we seen that,
bro?
Great first half, trash second half.
Yeah,
and
so I'm
back in it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm sitting here going, I don't know. And then what happened? They go 3 and out, and the Browns get the ball, and I'm like, huh?
Didn't that happen in Jacksonville, the Noah Brown game? Wasn't we beating the crap out of Jacksonville and let them back in it?
I think there's up 3 scores and it happened.
There you go.
So I've seen it. I was triggered by it. And I'm just like, let's see. Because now the Browns got the ball. Don't matter that it was a good punt. They got the ball at the 14. They got the ball. They figure out a way to score. It's a ball game. And you got a quarter and a half left to play. And then, so it's 2nd and 10 from the Cleveland 19, and this is how it went down.
Tough matchup for the center here.
Third down. Penalty flies. Watson in deep trouble, and he is sacked. Eric Kendricks already has an interception in this game. He gets home with the sack if it stands.
And how about that, man? Eric Kendricks, what can you say about his debut, my brother?
Well, I've been telling y'all that A-gap system. Like when we was talking earlier this week to Todd, he was saying where the other sacks going to come from.
Right.
Linebackers. Guess what? O'Shawn going to get him about 5-6 this year. For sure. Kendricks is showing them guys how to play that defense. Because now you see a veteran player go, this how you do it. Oh,
right.
Oh, okay. Okay, because, Kendricks is a veteran and his back is a little bad, but the best thing we're going to get out of him is him teaching the other guys, the young cats, how to do what he's doing.
Right.
And I just thought, man, what a game. What a first game as a Cowboy. Is he going to be Defensive Player of the Week this week? I don't know.
In the NFL, he might be.
Yeah, he might be. That's pretty
might
good.
be.
If you weren't 50, huh? You got 50. I mean, that's been his number, but 50.
Right.
That's the Sean Lee number, man. I know D.D. Lewis, not Scott Rohrer.
That man said Sean Lee number.
That's Sean Lee number, dog. If you don't like Sean Lee, I don't got a problem with you, dog.
Nah, Sean Lee, a terrific player.
I'm not you. I'm saying figure.
You talking about the collective you?
The collective people, yeah, not you. I know you don't, but I love Sean Lee. I ain't care that he was injured. When he played, he was cold.
No, he was terrific. But that to me was like, okay, now you can relax. Now they're gonna shut it down. There ain't gonna be no rally. You don't have to get all excited and wonder how it's going down. And so, from there on, it was about run the ball, manage the game, don't make no mistakes, get out with this dub without a lot of injuries, without a lot of consternation.
I like what Brady said right before the snap. He said, the center guy, he could tell they was coming. That defense is retro. Remember, Zimmer been out the league for a minute.
Right.
And so that defense is, he bringing it back. Now people got to go back and research what to do against. Because Brady's seen it before.
Right.
And he was right before the snap. He was like, "Oh, the center got a lot of pressure, and here it come." You got to pick which guy is hot.
Right.
When those two guys when them linebackers line up in the gap like that, you got to slide that protection. Like I was saying I'm getting ahead of myself. But
well, why don't you tell the people why that double-A gap blitz in general is so hard to stop?
Because you line up, you got 4 rushes already. Are you going to have 6? Are you going to have 5? Or are you going to just have 4? Are they coming or not? If the linebackers go up inside, I guess on the back end it's designed to cover them, but they don't move right away. All the defensive backs in the back, they don't move right away. You got to guess where they go. So what happens is if you got 2 guys blitzing on the inside, are they coming? Because if they come, now the safety going to come down and they're going to move around to cover them in the back. So it's hard for the quarterback to get a clear picture if the offensive line don't get a clear picture. If the offensive line, the center can call it and say, okay, the guy into my left is coming and the other guy's not, and that's the right call, then the quarterback knows exactly where to go.
Right.
If the center calls it and the pass protection is not right, then the quarterback going to hold the ball just for a second. Next thing you know, he got a linebacker in his lap, just like Deshaun Watson had.
Right.
That makes sense? That's what,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Sometimes I say it and it makes sense to me and it don't make sense to y'all. Anyway.
No, so it's the defense technically couldn't play it much better than they did the other day. And I wanted to give you one last example of that. And this happened in the second quarter, but it's a play that Micah Parsons made in part because of scheme. And so it helped the Cowboys really take control of the game late in the second quarter. It's, they've just kicked the field goal. It's up 17-3. And really, the Browns are really like, can we score something a little bit before the half? And it's 2nd and 14. But given that it's Deshaun Watson, it's kind of a danger zone, man. You're not sure, like, damn, should we really try to run it out? But they're going to use the timeouts to get the ball back. When your quarterback's not playing well, these types of things happen. So it's 2nd and 14 from the Cleveland 26. And this is how Micah Parsons impacted the game.
Tough matchup for the center here.
3rd down. Watson tipped in the air. That's intercepted by Kendricks. An easy one for this Dallas D as Eric Kendricks has his first interception as a Cowboy. And guess who got it? Parsons tipped it in the air.
Now, is that the example of what you were talking about in terms of Kendrick looked like he was coming and then he bailed?
Nah, he really didn't. Check this out.
See, I was confused, so you can only imagine that Deshaun Watson was confused.
Okay, so check this out. This is what I almost buried the lead, as y'all like to say. All right, so on that play, Kendricks, he came, he went, he blitzed. But what they did was Cleveland slid the protection toward his side.
Right.
And that left your boy, Micah, one-on-one.
Which is not what you want to happen.
The center made the right call.
Right.
But Micah got one-on-one. They slid it to that side. Kendricks on the play, I saw it during the game. Kendricks on the play, he blitzed, but he kind of halfway-ass blitzed because he knew he wasn't going to get there because they made the right call.
Right.
But Micah hit the guy. Hendricks saw the ball pop up. He pushed off the guard, ran back, and caught the pass out the air. How about that? He blitzed, but they made the right call. But he was still heady enough to see, I ain't going to make it. So,
right.
When he saw the ball go up, he pushed off the guard, and boom, he went out and caught the ball. It was pretty good. It's good football.
Yeah, now you see why, Mike Zimmer was excited to get him. I poo-pooed the move at the time. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I mean,
everybody did.
I was going to say, unless you're a real football savant, you ain't paid no attention to nobody named Eddie Kendrick.
He had a brother, too, play with the Eagles. But anyway, you thought it might have been a Richie Anderson move.
Yeah.
Like when we got Richie Anderson from the Jets, he didn't do nothing for us. He was one of Parcells' guys.
Man, he ran that fullback trap, though, man.
Okay, man. Yeah. Yeah, well, all right.
Richie was my guy, even though he went to Penn State. He was my guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's 5 plays to shape the game. That's a Tuesday staple for us. You'll hear about it. You can enjoy it. And
Is that
we'd like
5
to hear.
or 4?
Yeah,
That was 5.
That was 5.
Okay.
Yeah, that was 5. And so now let's take a trip around the block, man.
Yeah. My producer game is coming back. In the off season, I ain't have too much producing. so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I got one more button, and here it's around the block. Thank you, sir.
The block is presented to you by CTC Chiropractic. Now, I've been going there for about 7 years, and I've talked about it quite a bit in the past about how important chiropractic care is to me. Hey, just go check it out and trust me on this. I do a lot of working out. I do a lot of hiking, and I went yesterday because when I'm doing hiking, man, you're doing all that walking on sticks and stones and rocks. Your body can get out of alignment, and let me tell y'all this. You don't realize how much your body is out of alignment until what? You get it put back in alignment. So I don't care what you've heard about chiropractors, good, bad, or indifferent. Go check out CTC Chiropractic, 1120 East Pleasant Run in DeSoto. But they got 3 locations. They're in DeSoto, they're in Trinity Groves, they're in Frisco. You have no reason not to give Dr. Cornell Cornish an opportunity to fix your body and help you live a little better. That's all I say. Just go check it out for about a month, and then tell me if you don't notice the difference, because I promise you, you will. I'm going to tell you real quick the first time I went to a chiropractor. This was years ago, and I was having some numbness in my hamstring, and I was working out with a trainer and another guy who just happened to be a chiropractor, and I mentioned it, and he said, why don't you come by my office today and I'll get it. So right after we worked out, I went to his office. It's the first time I had ever been adjusted. Took him about 2 or 3 minutes. He said, boop, boop, boop. And he said, stand up, tell me how you feel. I said, oh my God, what happened? He said, well, your back was a little out of alignment, so it was putting a little pressure on the nerve. I just put it back in alignment. The pressure off the nerve was alleviated, and there went the numbness and the tingling. I was like, dog, you the truth. And so that's when I started going to a chiropractor. But at CTC, they got a special right now. $47 first visit includes an exam, x-rays, and your first adjustment. So go check them out, CTC Chiropractic, and make sure you tell them your boy JJT sent you. Now, we got a lot of topics to discuss today, man. But we're not going to get through them all. So I'm going to let you pick it. I don't often do this, but I'm going to let you pick it. We can talk about James Earl Jones, the voice, who died yesterday at 93. We can talk about Tyreek Hill and unnecessary police aggression. Or we can talk about Deion Sanders and what's happening in Colorado.
Damn. I don't know.
Well, if you don't know,
yeah, just go ahead. You go ahead, man.
All right.
That's
well,
a lot.
Okay, we'll talk about James Earl Jones.
Go ahead. That's the safest thing to do right there.
Well, it's not just the safest. It's the most recent. He died yesterday. And the other two we can get to at the later in the week, and it's not a big problem because Colorado's got Colorado State. This weekend is going to be a tough game for them. And then the Tyreek Hill stuff is going to go on because I'm sure there's going to be a lawsuit coming from that.
Well, here's the thing, real quick. Tyreek Hill, let me tell you something. You can say you know what, the police can do what they want.
Right.
And then apologize for it. So just, that's
what you mean?
Well, they can throw your ass on the ground. They can sit you on the ground in the damn Texas heat while they search your car and tear up all that stuff with probable cause. And then when
they don't find nothing, my bad.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
So it's one of them things where, I don't know. I think maybe Tyreek's prior history and with the problems that he's had. And then a lot of that is, let me show you what the hell is going on. But we can get deeper into that. I I know I have friends and family that are police, close friends and family that are policemen. They can't.
Well,
They all ain't like that.
Well, I think now you see you didn't crack the door, so you can't have it short. I think it's good for that the body cams were on, so that everybody can see it from start to finish.
Yep.
Start to finish, what happened? And I think you would be hard pressed to say that those officers were not overly aggressive in that situation. Now, that being said, I think most of us know police officers. A lot of us have police officers in our family. My brother-in-law is one. Or he was one for a long time. He with the FBI now, but it's still law enforcement. And I think most of us would be safe in saying that probably 95% of officers are great people. But we were talking about something the other day. For this to really change, because I think we can all agree there's way too many aggressive police officers, there's way too many cases of police brutality and all of that, is the good cops got to say to hell with this blue line of silence, this blue code of silence and all of that. And you got to tell on the cops that ain't doing right. So you can get them out and weed them out, and have a law enforcement society that's, 99.9% good cops and not some of these knuckleheads that we see ruining it for everybody else.
What happens when a policeman does something he ain't supposed to do? What do you find out about a guy 99% of the time?
That he been fired five other places?
Fired 5 other places, and it's rarely a guy that's been, with the accolades and awards and stuff like that. It's somebody that's been hired and fired from 6 other stations, and I think the reason is that them guys don't get paid.
Yeah,
you don't get paid. I think if you pay them more money, if police made truck driver money, you wouldn't have that many bad police. That's what I think. And another thing is them guys get paid to run to the sound of danger.
Right.
So it takes a special type of person,
right,
to do that, and everybody ain't up to that.
The average police salary in the United States is what? I'm looking at it. What's your guess?
60.
Damn, you're pretty good, bro. 66,000.
Yeah, the average truck driver making more than that.
Yeah.
If I made 66,000 in any year after 2001, after the kids got a little expensive, after I bought my crib and all of that, I would have been on the street.
Now, let me put it in perspective for you, because, we're going to get to James Earl Jones Thursday. That give us a little time to talk about some of his great moments in film. Because I just looked this up, and Joe makes a good point. I mean, he makes a great point, because I didn't realize this, so shame on me. We just said the average salary is 60. Highest paying cities for police officers in the United States. Think about this now. Manhattan, New York City, 86,000. What you gonna do with 86,000 in New York City?
Nothing.
What are you going to do with 86,000 in New York City as you run to the sound of danger?
That's right. You chasing the guy 6 blocks. You gonna whoop his ass because you making 86,000 to do it.
Dog, I didn't realize that. Philadelphia, 67,000. What you doing with 67,000 in Philly? Nothing. 79,000 in Chicago. What you doing with that? Nothing. It doesn't have Dallas down here. Washington, D.C., 54,000. What you gonna do with that in D.C., man?
Nothing.
Let's just take the average salary. What you gonna do with 66 in Dallas? Hope that your other half make a nice income too?
You're doing other jobs.
Dog, I was gonna say
you being security guard. You doing different stuff.
Right.
It's a
you robbing drug dealers.
I ain't say all that. It's an underappreciated overworked profession. Undertrained, unappreciated, overworked profession.
You know what that sound like, right? That sound like teachers.
Same thing. But I'm saying if you think about that, your job is not to say, hey, it's some shooting over there. Somebody go check. That's your job to get your ass out the car and run to the sound of danger. That's the thing about policemen And that's the one thing that I can appreciate from the friends and family that's in law enforcement. If you ever do a ride along, you'll understand how hard that job is.
Oh, I believe it, man.
And I want to give policemen all that love to say, y'all need to police y'all own.
Yep.
Y'all need to police y'all own. Don't let them bad dudes screw it up. If the job paid great, and if it was great benefits and all that, I'm going to tell you, as a former truck driver, my job was pretty good. It paid good, and I had a lot of good perks and bonuses. If somebody over there doing some stupid stuff to ruin my job, I'm not going to necessarily snitch on him, but he going to have a problem with me.
Right.
Oh, you screw up something, you going to screw it up for the rest of us. You exploiting something, and they going to take it all away. And you costing me my money. You costing me my extra shotgun, my drone. You costing me my stuff. It might be a deer lease for some people. It might be something else. But I think if you paid them and paid them well, it's a job well paid. You gonna police your own.
Right.
That's just my opinion on it, and it's always been that. And man, I don't know. I ain't trying to say you guy. I don't know. Me, I'm a zero resistance guy. If the police ever whoop my ass, we gonna have a party, cause it's gonna be on the body cam that I wasn't doing nothing, and we suing everybody. You understand? I was cooperating, and that's what's gonna happen if you look at the tape. The film don't lie. Right. What did he say? I mean, did them guys have their body cam turned off? What did he say to get thrown on the ground?
I saw it. I watched it several times. Basically, the officer came up. He had his license hanging out the window, according to what I saw, and he said, "Why are you knocking on my window so hard?" And then when he rolled the window down, the officer, and I found this interesting. The officer said, "Why aren't you wearing your seatbelt?" Like, really? But it's whatever. And so the thing became, and so he rolled his window back up. And I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, I guess they could say, well, we didn't know what you were doing in the car with the window rolled up, but you're not required by law to roll your window down outside after they had the documents that they have requested. And so then it became, roll your window down, we're going to pull you out the car. And so he opened up the car, or the car door opened up, and as he was getting out, they just started yanking him out. Because now it's about, we're going to show you who's in charge, we're going to show you who the boss is. But the worst part, and I haven't seen this on video, on the full, but I haven't looked at all the camera footage. I just looked at the part that's been on social media. But there's a part where he's handcuffed and the dude is standing up and walks over there and stomps him in the ribs, man. Mm-hmm. You just like, wow.
Now, everything up until that, let me turn this music down, this happy ass music down. Everything up until the stomp is subject to interpretation, because the policeman, when you walk to your window, he trying to control the situation.
Well, yeah,
that's the window shit. He trying to control. All right, look, I need you to comply with what I'm doing, so this whole situation don't get escalated. All right. Right. So then it becomes an individual thing. Is this guy an asshole? Are you an asshole? Now y'all doing the tit for tat. Now it done escalated into something totally different. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I know it's a couple times I've been stopped in the big truck or my own vehicle. I don't even ask them why they stopped me, because I drive fast. So this is just a transaction. Now let me give you this here, and you do what you're gonna do, and let me get up out of here. The quicker I give you this and we get up out of here, do you know I stopped you? No, I don't. I said, yeah, I was speeding. Let's go. All right, then. Let's get it done. Okay, so now it turns, that's what I'm saying. Everybody can't handle the power that they're given. A lot of them cops will get there and they'll start messing with you and all that stuff. I've been harassed at least 10 times in my own vehicle. But that's when I was younger. Right. This gray hair kind of lets me get away with things. Or they don't worry about that. But when I was younger, folks they was trying to do that. I got to go in a long story, but I'm gonna give you an example of how the police harassed me. I got a ticket. I was with my wife when we first started dating. I made a right turn. They pulled me over. I had a ticket when I came back from school in January. I had a ticket for no inspection sticker. So all the police, this little bitty guy, he says, hey, man, how much money do you have? I thought he wanted a bribe or something. I said, I got $35. He goes, that ain't enough. You got a warrant for $161 because you didn't pay this ticket in January. Here it is, May. So, speed the story up. He takes me into the jail, because of the warrant. I'm walking into jail. This dude, at the time, I'm about 5'10", about 230. I'm chiseled. And this dude was about 5'6", 5'7", 150 pounds. Now, he handcuffing me. It looked like he leading a bear into the jail, right?
Right.
And so 2 or 3 guys walk up to him and go, hey, Rick, you need a hand? No. Hey, Rick. Another guy, hey, Rick, everything okay? Say, man, he got me handcuffed. I'm walking my ass into the jail.
Right.
We chit-chatting. You play football? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, cool, me too, da-da-da. Everybody want to give him a hand. I'm thinking, damn, what do he need a hand with? You know what I'm saying? Do they really want to whoop my ass that bad? That's why. That's how I felt, and that was the aggression that them guys was showing. Hey, Rick, I don't know. Rick wasn't no weak guy. Rick had the situation handled, and my ass is handcuffed, and I'm complying. But if Rick would have said, yeah, I need a hand, they would have come over and roughed my ass up.
Yep.
How about that? That's crazy. So
yeah, I'm like you. I try to limit my conversation. Like, I really don't even say nothing. I just don't, I say as little as possible.
I'm going to talk to them because, like you say, they human too. But I ran into a lot of policemen, when I delivered those restaurants in the middle of the night. You see those guys and they come check, an alarm. I'd set the alarm off and all of that other stuff. So I got used to talking to them and not being, not being irritated or intimidated by their presence.
Yeah. Like I'm more ambivalent. Like and the reason I don't talk to them a lot is it don't matter why you stop me. You're gonna do what you're gonna do, and so I'm not a some little cuss word. I'm just ambivalent. Here's what you need, I try to keep it to a minimum.
I had a cop in Arlington that when my son was in Arlington, I was coming back and it was like 2:00 in the morning, and he pulled me over. Well, of course, I was speeding. He pulled me over. He goes, "How fast you think you was going?" I said, 72. He goes, "Man, you honest?" "Yeah, I ain't finna play no guessing game with you. Write me the damn ticket. Let me get up out of here."
You know
what I'm saying? I'm about to call James Mallory. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it's one of them things where I'm not fixing to argue with you, dog. Yes, I'm flying. He goes, "Man, you honest?" I'm like, "Yeah," and I want to go home. I just got back from Arizona. It's 3:00 in the morning. I'd like to go back to Fort Worth and go home. So I don't got time for your shit. So I'm not finna play your game. I'm going 72. Give me the ticket.
Right. And let me get on my way.
Let me go. I'm still not emasculated. I'm still not being hostile. I'm still not doing all that, but I'm letting you know we straight.
Right.
What else you need? Well, what can I do? Let me get the hell up out of here. And I think a lot of that is man, there's a lot of people start. If you was like me, I'm retired, so I watch a lot of videos and I watch police interaction where people act a fool and then the police act a fool and then sometimes both people are being damn fools. I don't know. It's a balance in there somewhere.
Yeah, well, to me, this is just me. The police are always supposed to try to de-escalate until it appears clear that they need to escalate. But
there's assholes in our midst.
I said until it's clear that they need to escalate. Now, me asking you questions, but see, here we are. It's an interpretation.
No, I'm saying the police.
Oh, yeah.
The police got assholes in their midst. And then a lot of times, like I said, I ain't got time for that. I tell you what, I got out of a ticket by not saying nothing.
Yeah.
Not the guy was like, "Hey, do you know why I stopped you?" "Yep." "All right." I didn't say nothing. And then once it went to court, the police officer didn't show up. And some kind of way, the lawyer got me. He said, "Hey, he didn't have no notes. He wrote your ticket, but he didn't have no notes." He said, "What happened?" I said, "Man, I was speeding to get to my daughter, and we was going to the movies. I was picking up from work. That's it. Okay. And they dismissed it. I didn't ask nothing else. He said, you can go. I said, how much is it? He said, nothing. I said, okay. I turned, hit the elevator, got the hell out of there.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's
go. But, there was a big story this week. It's going to continue to be a story. I saw Tyreek Hill on some national news shows last week. I think this is, we'll see how long it lasts in terms of spotlight.
But he kicked them. He kicked them.
Yeah,
he
man.
Stomped them.
Yeah. Everybody
got a camera.
No, that part of your arrogance is you don't care at that particular moment. And, guys, they were, that particular group of officers, that particular group, they were just on something that day, man.
It's ways to get it done. If you do something to them, you just kind of, anyway, go ahead.
But they was just on something. They was very aggressive from the rip. You just never know why, and maybe it'll come out later. But
I think they realized who he was. Tyreek has had trouble with law enforcement with domestic stuff, and then his attitude, and them guys probably being jealous. And I think once they realized who he was, probably right off the bat, just a little attitude became a lot of attitude.
Yeah, could be. But we will get into further details of that as warranted. We'll also talk about James Earl Jones on Friday's episode. I'm going to try to have a little present for y'all, but we'll see how it goes. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel at The Real Jacques Talk, where we've got the Roy Williams interview. It's a fascinating sit-down. If you haven't checked it out, you need to. You can send me a thank you note later, but it's worth your time and your energy and your effort. Please like, subscribe, and review the channel for us. We appreciate it. You can follow the show on IG, Instagram at The Real Jacques Talk. Hit me up on X, Twitter at JJT Journalist. And then you can always follow me on Clapper at I am Jean-Jacques Taylor. For Big Joe and the Big Rig, until we chat again, you guys be blessed.